A third federal judge, this time one in New Hampshire, has issued a temporary injunction against the implementation of Donald Trump's 14th Amendment executive order, his birthright citizenship executive order, set effective immediately. Now, we will find out the reasons of that, I believe, tomorrow in the order when the rest of it comes out and is released to the public. But this is a third judge who has said, wait a minute, no, and we're putting that pause on that effective immediately. Now, three different judges have put three pauses on it. All that are saying, hey, we're waiting. We gotta look at these cases and we gotta rule. Now, all three are brought by different people, different groups. This one happens to have been brought by the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, and they're alleging the same things that the other cases have been, that the language in the 14th Amendment section, or initial section, is clear, that it says any person born in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction is a U.S. citizen. Now, Donald Trump and the Republicans, or certain Republicans, are trying to argue that the phrase subject to the jurisdiction thereof does not apply to undocumented immigrants, and that those people are not entitled to birthright citizenship, same as people who are here on, tourist visas or whatever, that they wouldn't get, if they happen to have a child born here, that child would not automatically get citizenship. And that is not how that has worked, going back for almost 150, 60 years since the last time it was ruled on by the United States Supreme Court. Usually not subject to the jurisdiction means like the children of diplomats, or if you would have an advancing army come through, if we were being invaded, something like that. Now, they want to try to make the claim that the undocumented immigrants are similar to an invasion, but I don't believe that is going to hold up in court. So now a third judge has said, we're going to pause this. Now, what happens when these cases get to the Supreme Court? Because ultimately, that's what's going to happen. These cases are going to end up getting all finished. They're going to get appealed, and then ultimately, these cases are going to get to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court could combine them and make one ruling on all of them. They could rule on each one of them separate, depending on how they want to look at it, depending on what the basis in law is behind each separate one. We will have to see how the Supreme Court handles this, but there are still like 4 cases remaining that haven't had a judge rule on any kind of an injunction yet, so we will see what happens there. But a third judge says we're going to wait.